So we're going to maintain the theme of using a paper cup to improve our swing. It's all about recycling, isn't it? I'm going to keep using this fella to explain different points. And today we're going to talk about arc pressure again, and how getting the energy back down into the ground is going to help us achieve those positions to compress the ball. So last time we cut a little hole in the bottom of the cup and we put it on the end, and we spoke about how when the cup flies down to the end on the backswing and the downswing, the energy is going out from the body out to the club. This is creating arc pressure. Those forces on the body create other movements, and these are natural movements. So how are we going to use the cup today? So we're going to pop it underneath of the left foot. Now when we do this drill today, I'm going to talk about how we get the pressure down into the ground using the cup on the left foot, but you can see I've got the Peter Cowan towel here. So if I just stand on the towel, this is going to help me feel the energy or the ground movements in both feet. I might indeed remove my shoes. These are awesome shoes here with stability, so when I pop it underneath the foot I can feel it a little bit. You can see I've squashed it, but it would be better if I remove the shoes. And so what we often see are golfers going through the movements, putting the club in position, trying to recreate what we want to see in the shaft lean and all of those things, which is very well. We want to go through the movement and practice these ideas or feel what they're like. But when we move, have you ever asked yourself why all of our practice swings are so pretty, and then when we hit the ball it looks different? Why is that? Well, when we hit the golf ball, notice I just said hit, that's majority of the time what we're doing. We're hitting the ball and we forget about the movement, and also to the point the forces are higher, and therefore when we practice we need to understand then what we need to do to create those natural forces to create the positions, instead of trying to create the positions and then it doesn't happen when we hit the ball. So it all sounds complicated, but I like to use the aeroplane analogy. As the aeroplane's going forwards and the reverse thrusters go on, the aeroplane does not stop and then go backwards all of a sudden. And we relate this to the backswing in the sense that as I go up to the top of the backswing, I'm not going to stop and then come down and expect my body to have energy. But this is what we see is being practiced sometimes. We see that people are getting the club, pulling it down into position and then trying to hit the golf ball. And the majority of the time the energy is late or after the ball. The fastest part of the swing is after the ball. There's no pressure going out to the club head, and therefore the ball can go all over the place. No wonder it's going all over the place. We want to work hard a little earlier. So what we say by that is the aeroplane's going forwards, the reverse thrusters go on, the aeroplane slows down, and that's as we get to about here in the backswing, what we're going to do is we're going to press that cup down in that left foot. So in the backswing here we're going to press the cup down, and the backswing indeed is going to keep going. So we're going to go up to the top, press the cup down, and you're going to see how that little pressure is pushing us down back into the ground. And so as the right hip goes up, the left hip's going down, and it's a natural consequence of changing direction that we have to do some work early, and that's going to help me keep the arc pressure, put the club down into position, and then we're going to stretch around and through in the through swing. So I like to start in the through swing a little bit. I've got my foot off the cup, and you notice I've squashed it a little bit, but it's still giving me that feedback in the foot that I need. Start in the through swing. This gives me the around and through pressure, so I'm already in that through swing position, and then that's going to help me also engage on the backswing. So before we start the backswing, I'm going to have to do something with the ground. You can see that's a natural consequence. And then before we get halfway back, I'm back in the ground in the left heel there. So there's a little bit of opposite and equal pressures happening, which is going to allow me to keep that arc pressure. And then of course, once you deliver the club, we're going to arrange it in delivery to match the outcome that you'll want. And therefore, by the time you get down into impact, you are really along for the ride. So let's get the cup underneath that left heel. Let's start in the through swing. Let's feel how the pressure's left and how we need to move some pressure. Start engaging the muscles to move the golf club into position, and rather than getting to the top and then moving down and wondering why the body isn't stopping and then flicking the golf club, the ball going all over the show, we're going to try halfway back here to squash the cup, and we're going to feel how the opposite and equal pressures is going to get the body winding up and bringing that club down naturally in front of the body. So here we go, we'll do one for you. So we're going to start in the through swing, get the backswing, downswing. I'm pointing out one of my favorite players here that does this. So little press, 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 and let it rip. Haha, nailed it. So to follow along, make sure you subscribe, press that button, and I'll see you next time.